Who's that turkey? Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Who's That Turkey? This is the turkey show and the game show where we guess at turkeys and we talk about turkeys and we name all the turkeys, and you get turkey points where you can get a turkey at Whole Foods or a turkey call, and if you do really, really well, you can get a turkey rifle. I am Amanda Bonanza. I'm your host. This is Lilith Electra, your co-host and participant, and we have a guest today. This is Emily Kailyn of the Transverse. Emily, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am the creator and host of the Transgender Show and the Transverse, a media network and support organization for the transgender community.
Well, that's absolutely delightful. There'll be links to all that stuff in the description below. And in fact, there already is. I've already linked the Transverse in our YouTube channel. Let's play Who's That Turkey? Are you ready to guess at these turkeys?
Absolutely 100% ready to guess at these turkeys.
All right. Emily, you're going to go first since you're the guest. Turkey number one, clue number one. From 1977 to 1981, they attended Hanover College, where they were friends with Woody Harrelson. Years later, in an interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Harrelson said that, quote, he quite liked them at the time.
I just throw random people out there. Let's go with Ted Cruz.
It is not Ted Cruz, but it's a delightful guess.
Okay. Is it Josh Hawley?
Not Josh Hawley. Both terrific guesses. Let's move on. Clue number two, turkey number one. Hailing from a family of Roman Catholic Democrats, this turkey volunteered for the Bartholomew County Democratic Party in 1976 and voted for Jimmy Carter in the 1980 election.
I warned you before this. I'm going to be terrible.
No. She's made the clues.
Don't look at it like that. I make these hard. They're never easy.
These first two are really hard.
But see, the thing is as a trans person, I avoid the conservative. Like that's my whole thing is trying to dodge conservative people.
Know your enemy, girl.
And they're yeah. It would be better if I would keep them closer. Started out as a wolf in sheep's clothing, and is now. Let's see.
So I'm going to clarify this. Not all turkeys are Republicans, and not all turkeys are conservative. They're just all turkeys.
See, the problem is I'm going back. The Woody Harrelson is still sticking in my brain.
Yeah,
and
this would help if I knew how old Woody Harrelson was.
And that makes me think of McConaughey.
Well, they went to college together, so they're about the same age.
And, they were in college. They were
classmates. 1977 and 1981 were their years they were in college together. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Emily.
Still doesn't mean anything. I gotta pass and let Lilith take a guess.
Okay. Well, Matthew McConaughey famously went to the University of Texas, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think that's him.
Right. Yeah.
But man.
You weren't typing. I heard keyboard clicking.
No, that's just I'm not typing. Is it
That's the sound of your brain working?
That's the sound of my brain working. It's like the hamster is running around on the little wheel. Is it RFKFC Jr.?
Oh, no, it is not Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Okay. No. All right, moving on for one turkey point. This is turkey number one, clue number three. This is a tough one. Let's see if you can get it.
Yeah.
From 1988 to 1999, this turkey hosted 2 radio talk shows named after themselves. In that time, their self-described style was Rush Limbaugh on decaf.
Hannity?
Not Sean Hannity, no. Lilith?
It's he was on Fox in that Hannity era. He was a big conspiracy guy during the Obama years. Always had like the chalkboard that he was writing all his stuff on. Now I can't remember his name, and he actually has his own like media network now that's also full of garbage, and his name
was Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny.
yeah, that's what it was. Except it was just I am absolutely blank on his name, and you're going to say his name, and I'm going to feel stupid for it. Rush Limbaugh on decaf. I don't even know what that means. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Once I name the turkey, you'll get it. It'll just come right into place like a well-landed jet.
Does that mean his show was really boring? If you're on decaf.
I've never. Well, first of all, we're not going to say that it was a he, but I'll give it to you. Yeah, this is a boy. All right, this person identifies as male. But I've never heard his radio show. I can't imagine it's not boring and not horrible.
My mind is completely blank. Is it Alan Combs?
No, it is not. We were looking for former Vice President Mike Pence.
Ew!
This is Mike Pence. His radio show was the Mike Pence Show.
Well, isn't that a poor self-description? Isn't he Rush Limbaugh on like sedatives?
I think decaf is exactly right. He's like, because he's getting a little wild with that decaf.
I mean,
Mike Pence, he's really letting loose.
Yeah, that's the thing is caffeine and sedatives are not allowed for Mike Pence. He just wants the great taste of coffee.
Mike Pence started started life as a Democrat, huh?
Yeah, came from a family. He voted against Ronald Reagan in 1980. He voted for Jimmy Carter.
Well, but he made up for that.
He saw the light.
He made up for that.
He's like, no, that trickle-down economics, Ayn Rand bullshit. That's for me.
He made up for it by causing an AIDS epidemic in Indiana, though. So
I kind of wanted to throw the fly on the head thing in there, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have saved Mike Pence for later, because like those clues did not like.
That's crazy.
I could have gave you a little more hints at who he was. It really could have been anybody, but yeah. Anyway,
heck, I barely know these turkeys' names, much less their history. Good gosh. This is the game that was made.
At this one.
This game was made for anybody but Emily.
Well, neither of you got it, so there's 0 turkey points. But we can see what we can get. That's going to rule out anyone getting a turkey rifle. But like, we'll see what we can do for if you still. Either one of you could still get a turkey from Whole Foods or a turkey call. So let's move on to turkey number 2. Clue number 1. This former presidential candidate aspired to make contraception federally illegal and said that a person impregnated by their rapists should accept what God has given them.
I feel like this one's so easy. I feel like there are people out there in YouTube and podcast land screaming at their right now.
You think that, but it really doesn't narrow it down that much. You'd be surprised how many Republicans believe this.
Any Republican presidential candidate in the last 50 years.
I feel like this is something that I remember though I don't remember. It was
ran for president. Like they were there. Like everyone kind of heard about it. It was pretty awful.
There's definitely somebody who didn't make it through.
Yeah, they were never president. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and this is another one where I can eliminate women.
Well,
were there
any women Republicans running? Yeah, you would think.
What's her name? Carly Farina.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that it's not a woman. Okay. I'm not going to say that.
I want to say it was in recent times. It wouldn't have been, it wasn't like Romney. God, I don't know the lesser candidates very well. Lilith, you must have a good guess at this.
Okay, this feels like a Ben Carson.
What a great guess! I'm afraid it is not Ben Carson. That's a terrific guess.
It feels like a Ben Carson.
Moving on to clue number 2, turkey number 2. In a speech to members of the Young Americas Foundation, this turkey said, quote, "We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, there isn't much about Native American culture in American culture.
What a terrible person.
I hate these people so much.
Person.
I hate these people
They're
so
all
much.
turkeys.
I can't believe people vote for them. That's
why
what
they're
kills me.
That's why they're here.
And, you know, this person has made it on to the turkey questionnaire here because they were a presidential candidate and they got to a certain point. They got funding. They had people behind them supporting them.
I mean, so far, these clues could also be a meth head that in a bar in Bakersfield.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain for names of people that have run for president that said horrible things. I'm going to say it's one of the guys who has been very, very evangelical. That seems like very, very religious. You know, someone who's.
I'm gonna give you that very religious candidate. Very extremely.
I would think like coming from the church. And I still have no names. I'm sorry. Lilith, save me.
Oh, wow. I mean, I don't think this person I was thinking qualifies as very religious. What's also weird is like you call these people very religious, but if you just listen to them talk, you'd be like, these people don't believe in anything religious. Like these clearly people do not believe it.
Well, I mean, they call it Christian, but really it's white supremacy.
Presidential. Is this Pat Robertson?
Terrific guess. It is not Pat Robertson. I'm afraid not. No, not Pat Robertson. Moving on.
That is very in line with where I was thinking. That is.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with the name, but that's where I would have gone.
I honestly, like with Pat Robertson, I'm not going to rule it out. Yeah, he was a monster too. Like he would have said all this dumb stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, he was terrible. Oh, yeah. He was a real piece of shit. All right.
He believes hurricanes were because of gay people. I mean, he's clearly lost all his mental functions.
He's crazier than 6 loons. All right, let's go to. We're at turkey number 2. Clue number 3.
Yep.
After they publicly equated homosexuality to bestiality and pedophilia, columnist Dan Savage held a contest to create a definition for this turkey's last name. The winner was, quote, the mixture of blood, semen, lube, and feces that is sometimes the byproduct of anal sex. It has since become a neologism that is used to this day.
That is amazing. I love that sort of retaliation. I came up with a name I was just going to throw out there. I know this. Well, maybe it actually does work. Pat Buchanan.
Oh, Pat Buchanan's terrific.
Pat Buchanan is terrific. That guy's awful.
That's a real good guess.
No.
It's not Pat Buchanan.
No, this is Rick Santorum.
Yes, it is. This is former senator from Pennsylvania, Rick Santorum.
He's awful.
And
he's still awful.
That is Dan Savage did do that, and it's still a huge thing on Google to this day. It's still used widely in the gay community, and it's not hyperbolic to say that alone, that Google bomb that Dan Savage did derailed his presidential run entirely. Like that may have been the thing that did it. I mean, I don't think he would have really had a chance.
Rick Santorum had no chance.
But that he definitely tanked right after that. Good. Thank you, Dan Savage, for everything.
That is amazing work. Like, of the people that are out there doing advocacy work for the LGBT community, I am not sure there's a whole lot better you can do than something like that.
Yeah,
than
that's
turning someone's last name into a meme.
Someone's political career.
Yeah, and turning someone's last name into a meme for the LGBT community that then tanks the career. Oh my God, it's all about
beautiful. It's chef's kiss.
Yeah,
I agree.
Emily, you do not have any turkey points, but Lilith, you have one, which is enough to get you a turkey from Whole Foods. Can we try and make it a turkey call?
Yeah, we can try. I just didn't want to embarrass myself and not get any when we had a guest. So I feel like,
we'll see.
The pressure's off me.
I don't know. This last turkey, I don't know. We'll see. This might be a little challenging too. None of them. I try to make none of them easy.
Oh, you're up
Here's
in
a
the
new
game.
turkey. Turkey number 3, clue number 1. During his trial for the Lincoln Savings and Loan scandal, convicted felon Charles Keating Jr. gave this turkey $1.5 million and a private jet in exchange for a favorable testimony as a character witness.
Lincoln Savings and Loan?
Yeah, the 87 savings and loan thing where all the banks got tanked and it was the first bank bailout, and like it was huge.
That was a while ago.
It
was 1987. Yeah. This is this person is no longer alive.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing in my brain.
Like, I mean, hey.
Lilith, do you know who this is?
I would say, it might be...
Who testified in favor of Charles Keating?
Notorious Keating-fying member, former presidential candidate, and, war hero most hated by our previous president. Is it John McCain?
What a terrific guess. It is not former Arizona Senator John McCain, presidential candidate. I mean, it is not John McCain, but it is. That was a great guess. Okay. Moving on. Mm-hmm. Turkey number 3. Clue number 2. I've been saying question this whole time.
No, you've been saying clue. You've been real good.
I feel like a failure.
No, there's no failure. There's just doing shit, and you figure out what happens next. There's nothing.
I'm just kind of hungry. All right. Turkey number 3. Clue number 2. In 1995, as Ireland was voting to legalize divorce and remarriage, they publicly advocated alongside Pope John Paul II against its legalization, claiming that divorce, along with abortion and contraception, was the work of the devil and should not be allowed under any circumstance.
I feel like I've got the cartoon thing going where, when I blink, it makes the blink sound.
Blink, the blink, blink, blink.
Do I have a guess for someone who has passed away? It's very terrible. Political candidate. Is there anything that is in my brain? I'm searching the database and I'm coming up blank. This is a very empty database. I have some history and some know thy enemy research that I need to do. This has been a very educational moment for me, if nothing else. Just to know.
This is what we do here at Who's That Turkey?
Learn what I don't know. Okay, I gotta pass again. I have literally nothing in my head.
When were they advocating in Ireland? Did you give us a year?
This was 1995, so I'll elaborate on that for you. So basically, forever, Ireland, because it was run by the Catholic Church, divorce was illegal. You were not allowed to get divorced. You could get separated, but you could not legally get divorced, and you could not remarry. And that was true in all of Ireland. And so in 1995, Ireland held a vote to legalize marriage. And this person, along with Pope John Paul II, flew to Ireland to try and do their damnedest to stop that from happening. Being women that are in an abusive alcoholic relationship, they're not allowed to leave. They have to stay. And that was this person stance on that.
And so this person had to fly to Ireland. They weren't already there. So
they did. They were
it's
not.
It's not Liam Neeson.
It's Ireland.
Not, okay.
I'm not even going to give you an X for that. It's not Liam Neeson.
I'm just I was just trying to clear things up in my head. It's not.
Is Liam Neeson terrible?
He's not great.
They don't know anything about him, really. It's like I know.
Google search Liam Neeson pees himself in public, and that tells you everything you know about Liam Neeson. There's more than 5 photos of it.
It's gonna have to compete with all my other pee videos in my queue.
Are his political leanings bad, though? I don't think I've heard anything negative about him.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but I'm never surprised when an older man from Hollywood turns out to be
garbage.
Kind of a conservative piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like Matthew McConaughey got me. I didn't know he was a horrible person. I thought he was cool.
Man. That's a really we live in such garbage times now when it comes to turkeys, that the turkeys were really much more as garbagey as turkeys back then. But this guy sounds like a real. Maybe they were less open about how much of a piece of garbage they were. Right now, they'll just say anything.
This guy sounds like a very modern garbage turkey, right? Yeah.
I don't know. We've had some people.
Oh no, this is the classic garbage turkey.
Yeah, this is classic. This is your grandpa's garbage turkey.
Yeah. This is a 20th century garbage.
Yeah, this is one of these emboldened new turkeys that just like decide to run. Yeah,
this is one of these
openly
new
claim that they sexually assaulted people and they're the presidential nominee. These are old school turkeys. Wow. See, I also gotta be worried. Like I always go too deep down the turkey well too, and it's like you would never choose that person to be your turkey. Is it Ben Stein?
It's not Ben Stein, but that's a good guess.
Yeah, he's turkey. He's turkey. Speaking of Hollywood turkeys, yeah.
Oh, he's a real turkey. Yeah.
Was he bad?
Ben Stein.
He was on Nixon's cabinet.
He was. I don't think he was on the cabinet. He was. Pat Buchanan were speechwriters for Nixon.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I thought he was. I thought he was in Nixon's cabinet.
No, I don't.
He's fucking. Yeah, he's horrible. He's terrible.
Horrible.
I think he was. He worked with Reagan too. I think. Like,
he worked with Jimmy Kimmel. He's awful.
Good God.
All the worst people. Reagan, Nixon, Kimmel, all of them. Matthew Broderick. Oh my God, it was awful.
You're going to start ruining my childhood.
I already lost the narrative. You guessed.
It's not my fault. Right? Matthew Broderick killed that person. I mean, that's not.
Did you guess Matthew Broderick?
No, I guessed Ben Stein.
It was Ferris Bueller himself. Flew to Ireland and said no.
He did. He flew to Ireland and ran that person over.
All right. Our last clue for turkey number 3. Turkey number 3. Mm-hmm. Clue number 3.
Mm-hmm.
This turkey used stolen money gifted by the notorious Haitian president Francois Papadoc Duvalier to establish the Caligot Home for the Dying Destitutes, a hospice that claimed to afford the poor the opportunity to die with dignity. Primarily staffed by nuns with little to no medical knowledge or training, patients were frequently misdiagnosed and mismedicated, syringes were regularly run under cold water and reused, and no pain relievers beyond aspirin were allowed.
Wow.
Yeah.
This seems like very Machiavellian. I had a name before that popped in with the last clue. Afterwards, so I'm just going to go with it. Billy Graham.
Terrific guess. Not Billy Graham. Lilith, I think you had a look on your face where you know who this is, don't you?
I mean, I think this person is revered, but I think anyone in the know knows they're horrible, but it seems like such a stress. Is this Mother Teresa?
This is Mother Teresa.
Jesus Christ. You really threw a curveball with the savings and loan thing. Wow.
She was a horrible, horrible, horrible person. Like, just a wretch. Like, I implore you and everyone watching this to look into her hospice, look into that place, because even just it was one of the worst things. It was just basically a draconian medieval torture chamber for dying people. And people went there thinking they were going to get care. They weren't allowed to leave, and they just were like piled in this room, just in miserable conditions.
The suffering though, like her whole thing was like the suffering is the point. The suffering is what gets you to heaven.
The suffering makes you closer to God. Yeah. So she was like just one of the most draconian, wretched human beings. But she's a saint.
She performed miracles. First miracle got everyone to think she was awesome. Wow. Okay. Well, I think we all just need to go and like rethink
research Mother Teresa.
Yeah,
maybe rethink your faith.
I just need to recenter myself. That was 3 horrific things that kind of weird. They all ended.
Those 3. There's so much
ended
more.
At Mother Teresa. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, that's what we were building to. I could never have gotten there. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of rethinking that needs to happen. There's also a lot of research. I need to start reading more on terrible people, apparently.
Well, thank you for joining us for Who's That Turkey, Emily. I'm afraid you did not get any turkey points, and that's okay.
I didn't, but
Lilith,
thank you. It was wonderful playing.
Yeah, it was great to have you, and we'll love to have you back anytime. Lilith, you did get 2 turkey points.
Yeah.
This was a hard one.
It was a hard one.
I'd say Lilith's average is closer to 4 or 5, and this is 2. This is a tough one. So it is enough. You get the obligatory turkey from Whole Foods, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to try again next week for that turkey call.
You know I want that. Emily, I want that turkey rifle. Get out of here.
Well, I know you're going for the turkey rifle. That's like you might as well just be sitting at the claw machine trying to get the lobster harmonica and just keep hitting the button. It's pumping in quarters. I'm gonna get it.
And do it.
Thank you for joining us for Who's That Turkey. I've been Amanda Bonanza. That's Lilith Electra, and that's been Emily Kailyn. Emily is the host of the Transverse. Check out the Transverse. Check out the Transgender Show. Can you give us the YouTube handle?
Yes, youtube.com/the Transverse. And then, the show is very simple. The Transgender Show, podcast, YouTube. Find us. You'll love it.
Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, watch them. You'll love them. They're great. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on Who's That Turkey?